All right, I'm going to really quickly try to go through the steps to making the graph because I see that some people are still kind of struggling with this. And so hopefully everything will be here that you need to change. So again, this is kind of your, right, this is your independent variable, your different levels, and then these are your averages and your standard deviation. You need to make this stair-step line if you're going to graph separate error bars for every single point, which you need to do with these standard deviation values. So once you're right, your stair step is just the average, but you're going to graph each one as a separate series. So what this will look like when you can either insert chart or you can click on the little chart button. The first thing for the type, you probably want to do a scatter plot. Later on, if your data is not, if you were doing like surface area and you had a descriptive data, but for now, scatter plots are going to look good. Just some simple things like we can delete the legend. We eventually want titles on here. If you notice that your data is squished here, you probably want to adjust the vertical axis. So I'm going to change this maximum value. Looks like 0.7 might be good, but I can change that later if I want, leaving me some room for my error bars. Maybe I want it like this. The chart and series. So you probably want to put something in for all of these. So the chart title, you want a descriptive title of exactly what you did. So you're going to make a better one than that. Chart subtitle, this is a good place to say error bars represent one standard deviation. And then you definitely want your horizontal axis with label and then units. And then you want your vertical axis with label and units, and then just remembering that usually your independent variable is going to go down here unless you're looking at time. So now I think just in terms of putting on the error bars, you go over to series, and it's actually good if, so one thing, if you use this row as your headers, it will label your series so that you know in this case, this is a hydrogen peroxide concentration. That would be better, but we're just doing this quickly. So when I'm over here in customize and I'm clicking on series, I actually want to go to every single data point, and eventually, and this seems annoying at first, but you're just going to change all the colors so that they just look like one graph. They shouldn't, the color is not significant. So making them all the same color, and then for each one going in and putting in the error bar. So again, we're under series and we're going down, we're saying, so right now I'm on this 0. So my error bar is going to be the value of the standard deviation. So for 0, the standard deviation was 0. And really important that you hit constant, and then here the value is 0. Notice they changed my graph when the value is in there as 10. But again, a little bit annoying, but when you start doing this, it actually goes really quickly. Each one, you just click constant, and then you find, oh, I'm at 0.3, so I need this 0.01 in as my value for the error bar. So yeah, just going in, and again, this could take you a very short amount of time, just changing each one. 0.6 is 0.07. But I think that's pretty much it. And then you've got your graph. You can copy. Eventually, when you're doing your caption, you could link together a bunch of rows here. You can always do format, merge cells, merge, right? You could type your caption right in there if that's easier. And then you can make, if you have a different tab down here, you could have one that's your group data and one that's your class data, and make sure that these are in the same doc, or two different docs, but make sure that they're attached to that Google Classroom assignment. So yeah, I think that's it.